The state budget is now 3 days late and counting.
And with Assemblyman Stirpe here, clearly there's nothing to vote on in Albany, so good to see you. Thanks for being here, Al.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I mean, 3 days, it's late, period. How close or maybe how far are we? And you give me, are we fourth quarter? Are we halftime? Do we even start the game? Where are we here?
We're still in the first quarter.
Oh, dear.
Yes, we've stated our positions a couple of times, gone into a bunch of meetings, and they're still the positions. I don't think anybody's moved all that much, although, there are some things that are happening. There are some of the primary issues the governor wants to deal with that I think in the beginning we're probably 80 to 90% of the way there. So those won't take. Okay. But there are a couple issues that are going to take a while.
Well, let's dive into that. What are some of the issues that are holding things up? Why no movement on them?
Well, auto insurance is one thing. The governor's on her affordability tour at your local whatever. Yep. She's stopping everywhere to talk about that. And, and it's true, and everybody wants affordability. So auto insurance is one of those things. And we're 90% okay, I think, with auto insurance. There are some things about joint and several responsibility and comparative negligence that some of the people who are in our conference who have worked in this world for many years think are a little dangerous, what the governor's trying to do. But there are other suggestions they have in order to lower costs. And they think that what the governor's put in is fine. It won't lower it enough that the ratepayers will see the difference, but maybe some of the executives will get bigger bonuses. That's all.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Another big issue that you think's holding things up?
Seeker.
Yeah.
We would like to speed up the seeker so we can build more.
Environmental review, essentially.
Yes,
State Environmental Quality Review Act, right? Seeker.
Yeah, and we're trying to build housing, a lot of housing, and we need to build it quickly. It's a problem everywhere in the United States. It's a problem especially in central New York with Micron coming, the 5,000 construction workers that are going to be here, and then the 125,000 people that are eventually going to move here to work at Micron and some of the supply chain companies that they bring.
Yeah. Affordability, you kind of talked about it. That's certainly a buzzword, I think, in the entire world.
You hear it everywhere.
Is there anything that you, state lawmakers, Albany can do? Is there anything in the state budget that can help us with some of these high prices, energy, gas? I mean, it seems everywhere.
I think that some of the things the governor is talking about are more longer term. They won't see increases down the road. As far as today and now, we wrote a letter to the governor and we said, there is money, I think it's $775 million that utility companies are holding from charges, and it's supposed to be for things to affect climate change in the future. Why don't we go ahead and use that money for rebates? So, you could send people in singles maybe $300, couples maybe $500, something like that. Something that we can give them to help with costs right now. Other than that, unless you go ahead and implement, some of the CLCPA things, cap and invest. Cap and invest, while they're going around saying it's going to raise all costs to everybody, cap and invest was built to provide $3 billion a year. And what that was supposed to be used for would be rebates to about 85% of the people in New York State. So anybody that makes under, I don't know what it was, $300,000 a year, something like that, would get rebates. And they would not see an increase, or most would see actually a small decrease in their costs. I mean, those are things we're trying to put out there, and hopefully the governor will pick up on some of that.
All right, because I'm sure you're hearing, as we are, a lot of people are very concerned about the cost of things, and they're looking for relief. Can the budget deliver some of that?
I think the budget can deliver some relief. It's not going to be what probably everybody is hoping for. There's things that are way out of our control. You know, the federal government's still interested in tariffs. There's a war going on. Not only the one in the Middle East, the one in Ukraine still going on. Ukraine, you know, provides 20 or 25% of all the wheat in the world. There's all sorts of stuff going on right now that, frankly, were things of choice and not necessarily things that had to happen. And I don't think we can, you know, compensate for all of that.
Al, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Hopefully we get this budget done sooner rather than later.
Well, it's going to be a little while, but, you know, we'll be okay eventually.
Al, thank you.
Thanks.
Download the WSYR Plus app on your TV to stream News Channel 9 for free. Just go to your smart TV, search WSYR Plus in the App Store, and download to start streaming today.